Let's see what John Mark Shaw is all about. Gets a little bit of a play fake there, sees his guy, beats the corner, and throws a beautiful pass. And that, folks, is a dime. Right here, not the best post route I've ever seen, but he's going to put this on a rope and lets his guy make a play. This is impressive right here. He gets off his spot, resets his feet, and throws a perfect pass for a touchdown. Right here, he sees that he's got two high safety, so he knows there's no over the top safety help in cover two on that sideline. That's just knowing football. Right here, eyes down the field, throws a perfect pass for a touchdown. And this is anticipation. This is good defense by the safety, but better offense by John Mark Shaw. All right, guys. Like I said, on the show today is one of the best quarterbacks, and honestly, maybe the best quarterback in the 23 class, John Mark Shaw. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you? Glad to be
Um,
here.
I'm I'm doing pretty well, man, and I appreciate you coming on. I know you're a busy guy, getting ready for the season. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yes, sir. Of course. I was excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So first things first, man. Tell the people, who are you?
All right. So my name's John Mark Shaw. As he said, I'm a freshman quarterback, and I live in North Carolina. And I attended Sand Hills Titans, and I played there this year, which is a smaller school. But I'll be transferring to Broughton, one of the largest schools in the state this year. So I'm excited about that.
Okay, I like that, man. And so, what do you like to do for fun? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you off the field?
I mean, off the field, I mean, like I'm a sports guy, so like when I'm not playing football, I just be like shooting hoops with my friends. Like I didn't play basketball this year, but like I love to shoot around with my friends and just hang out with them. Watch some TV, just hang out with my buddies, shoot some hoops.
I like it, man. That's the normal teenage life, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, you're going into your sophomore season, correct?
Yes, sir.
So for a freshman season, like a crazy good year, you threw for over 2,100 yards. You averaged like pretty close to 240 yards a game, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You're ranked as one of the highest rated quarterbacks in the 23 class. And Jay Williams actually did a list where he ranked every quarterback in the 21, 22, and 23 class. And he actually had you third out of 3 years. You're the third best quarterback on his list, which is, remarkable. There's some absolute studs on that list. So that's definitely an honor, man. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I was honored, honestly. Like I'm so excited, to be one of the top guys in the country, and I know I've gotten there by working, and I just got to keep working to continue to hold that position throughout my whole high school career.
Absolutely, man. And none of this stuff happens, overnight. A lot of people that, aren't huge sports fans, they're like, it's just a game, like whatever, you can throw a ball. And it's like, it's so much more than that, man. And, when nobody's looking, when the camera is not on, and when, everybody else is sleeping, you're out there grinding, you're putting in the work. And that's the thing that people don't see, from a lot of athletes and from you. So, this guy, as a freshman, to have that accomplishment is really speaking to not only his talent but his work ethic. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
Oh, no problem. And so as a freshman, you're going in 14, 15 years old. What were some of the difficulties you faced just your freshman year with the spotlight really on you?
So my school, we had a senior quarterback. So I mean, during the spring, that was hardcore trying to beat him out. Trying to do everything I can to beat him out. We had a 7-on-7 league, and we were neck and neck in that. But in the first game, coming up, first game of the season, they started me, and I just I was a great game. Our team ended up losing by like 3 points, but I had a good game. I felt happy about it, and so it was just on the field, off the field, everything I was doing, trying to make sure I could withhold that starting position, and I thought it would help me a lot with recruiting. Freshman on varsity, and it did. So that was my main thing this year, trying to beat him out and hold that position.
Absolutely. And now, you can kind of look, into the next season, and now, you are the guy. And now it's about, what I mean, just cementing yourself as, keeping yourself at the top of that list, and just cementing your legacy, man. So, and I mean, I think you'll do that. What are some of the things you think you do best?
Well, I mean, I think I'm really calm in the pocket. Like I don't get stressed and just throw a ball just because there's a lineman running at me. Like I don't see a guy running at me. I just throw a ball out just because I'm, stressed. I'm really calm in the pocket. I have a strong arm. I can really throw the ball. Like I can put it on the rope and get it where it needs to be. So accuracy and size. I'm a 6'5", 6'6", so size helps.
That's great. How big's like your parents? Are your parents pretty tall?
So my dad is 6'6". He played D1 too, and my brother, he's playing D1 right now, and he's 6'4". So we're tall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I imagine it has to come somewhere, and that bloodline's pretty big. 6'5" as a freshman, man. I think I went into my freshman year at like 5'5", so what are some of your favorite routes to throw?
I love the outside routes, the 15-yard outs, 10-yard outs, corners. I like post too, throwing posts. We didn't throw a whole lot of them this year, but we threw a ton of corners, deep outs, and fades. I love throwing fades. Just those routes where I can really put the ball, like throw it really hard, get it where it needs to be, put it on a rope. The outs, the corners. I love those. Those are my favorites, I think.
And those are some of the hardest, that 15-yard out, those corner routes are, probably the hardest routes to throw. Because like if you don't have the arm power, which not, a lot of high schoolers do, that's a really difficult route. What are some of the most difficult routes? Like, what do you have to work on the most as far as throwing to a route?
Difficult routes. Some of the middle routes can be difficult, but I had a pretty good time throwing them this year. I think I like posts that they can be difficult. I love throwing them, but they can be difficult. Just knowing where your receiver is, whether he's going to run it skinny or normal, and just like putting it in front of the safety and behind the linebacker can be difficult. But so I've been working on those out in my yard today with my net. Just been working on throwing those because the school I'm transferring to does throw those a lot, so I'm going to be ready for those.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And yeah, that you spoke to something that is very true. Is like speak of a post. I've had some kids, they run it, like you said, shallow. You have some kids that run it real skinny. And if you think it's going to be skinny and they run it shallow and you throw that ball, it makes you look really bad. And to the average fan that's watching that, they're like, man, this kid isn't accurate at all. So, which, brings me to the point is, how often do you try to work with your receivers and how difficult is it right now with this COVID-19 to get that rapport with your receivers?
Oh yes, sir. I mean, timing and just knowing your receiver is everything on all the routes, but a post is a route where it's a good example where you really need to know them. So with COVID-19, we can't work out like as a team. Like Broughton, the school can't work out, but I get my receivers out there 3-4 times a week, trying to do it as safe as we can. We wear masks, we social distance, but we're still throwing. We're being safe, but we're still getting the same work in, trying to throw as much as we can to put in lost time for where the school can't work out.
And that's absolutely right. It's just it's hard right now, so you can only do what you can do. With like you said, trying to keep everybody safe, not only the people involved, but loved ones, family, and whatnot. What is one of the hardest parts about playing quarterback?
Playing quarterback, I mean, it's a lifestyle, honestly. Like, get off the field from practice and go home and just relax. You go home if it's Thursday night or any day of the week. You watch film on the team, you prepare. So it's just like it's a constant ongoing thing. But I mean, a lot of people look at that as like a struggle, but I mean, I love it. I like watching film. I like throwing with my brother and just preparing for the game. So one of the struggles, I don't know. It's a stressful position, but I mean, I've learned to handle that, and I don't get super stressed out in the games anymore. So I love quarterback. Honestly, it's not a whole lot of downsides to it.
I like it, man. I like how you take that. You take the struggle of it because, like you said, if you're not prepared, man, the rest of the team's going to struggle because it falls on you. You're the guy
Yes,
that
sir.
touches the ball every single snap. So the fact that you not only don't mind it, but you kind of ask for it is great to have as a team leader, as a quarterback. What do you think separates you from the competition? What makes you one of the best quarterbacks in the 23 class?
Well, I mean, my arm and my size are two things that coaches look at. Like when I go to college camps, the first thing they notice is I'm a big dude. I'm an athletic dude. So they look at that, and then they see my arm. I can throw the ball 60 yards down the field and hit my receiver. Where I want to hit them. So I mean, my arm strength is really what I think gets me. My accuracy and arm strength is really what sets me apart, I think.
You speak of arm strength and accuracy. Who are some of the quarterbacks you like to study?
I used to love watching Peyton Manning before he retired. I used to love watching him. Drew Brees is one of my heroes. He's just so accurate. I love watching him. He's so consistent, accurate. I mean, he does the same thing every single play. And when he throws the ball, you're never thinking, oh, he's going to throw an interception. You're always just thinking he's either going to put it where his receiver can get it or no one can. So I just love watching him. I like watching his workouts he does at home to see how he gets so accurate and just mimicking them and, just watching him and trying to get my accuracy like his.
The one thing I would recommend is, like you said, Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning's one of the greatest to ever do it. Might be the greatest regular season quarterback ever. But what Peyton Manning does that I think so impressive isn't after the ball snapped. It's what he does pre-snap. His cadence. He has the classic Omaha. So it really gets that defensive line to not jump snap counts. And the way that, like, if the way he manipulates coverage pre-snap, where if you show that you're in a one high safety, so the middle of the field's closed off, you can't show that too early or else he will dissect you. And Peyton Manning's the absolute assassin before the snap. For someone that hasn't watched you play, okay, if you're going to give them a pro quarterback that you say, I play like this guy, who would you say that you most resemble?
Um, well, I mean, it could be Peyton Manning. It could be Drew Brees. I think maybe Aaron Rodgers, honestly. I think Aaron Rodgers. I play somewhat like Aaron Rodgers.
And I think that makes sense because you are calm in the pocket. You do have a cannon for an arm, and that's a lot of Rodgers. But, you're listed as a pro-style quarterback, but I do think you're an underrated athlete as far as, escapability. Just kind of like Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to mistake Aaron Rodgers for Lamar Jackson,
Mhm.
but, Aaron Rodgers is a great athlete. So I do feel like that's an apropos comparison.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. That's one thing I've been working on in the off season, trying to get my 40 time up, my speed up, and everything. Trying to get more athletic for the season.
Absolutely. It can never hurt, right?
Yeah, sir. I need it.
So what schools have you been talking to that have been reaching out to you, or you've been to some of their camps, and so what schools?
Well, I mean, last year I visited Clemson, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. See, Wake Forest, NC State, all the local North Carolina schools. I was supposed to visit UNC, but I couldn't. I think had to go to Notre Dame that week. Duke, I just all the North Carolina schools and then some of the bigger schools. And I would like to visit this year. Visiting is allowed at Alabama, Oklahoma, and then the same schools over again.
Absolutely. And do you have any dream schools? Like, what teams do you follow, that you like, and what are some dream schools?
Well, I really enjoyed one of the visits I had. I really enjoyed the Clemson visit, the Notre Dame visit, the Georgia visit, and Georgia Tech. I love Georgia Tech too. And so I'm excited for those schools. But I'm not gonna say I want to go to this school or this school before. I want to commit after my sophomore season. I want to have the school I want to go to, and if we have a season this year, I want to have my school locked down and wanting to commit before my junior season.
Okay, I like that. And the great thing is with you being so young is you do have plenty of time. If you want to push that back, it's not like your back's up against the fence.
Oh yes,
So you do have plenty of time, which is great for you. And it is really all about fit. You know what I mean? You don't want to go to a place because they had this football pedigree, but you go there and you don't feel comfortable. So it's all about just finding what's right for you.
exactly. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this. So normally I ask the players to make a bold statement, but I'm going to ask you a bold statement and you tell me if it's true or false. Are you the best quarterback in the 23 class?
I mean, I watch film, and I think I think I am. I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this class, and I think I definitely have the same potential and same. I can work just as hard to be the best. And right now, as you said, I'm ranked number 3, I think, and I definitely would be number 1 by the beginning. Probably can't be ranked before the season starts, but by the end of my sophomore season, I want to be number 1, no doubt.
I like that, man. I like that. That kind of you're going for that number 1 spot. And before we get to rapid fire, is this is an important thing. Is what message would you have for young athletes with you being so young? What are some of the things that you've kind of experienced with growing pains and just with some of the stuff that you would tell young athletes as far as motivation or what to do?
So something that's helped me a lot is one time my brother, he's playing D1 too, so I used to go with him when he visited schools, and all the college players would always say the same thing to him, like time management, make sure you're getting your work in. And I've just used that. Like if you just wake up and say, yeah, I'll work out sometime today, I'll throw for 2 hours sometime later today, you won't do it. You'll sit down and play Xbox for a few hours and not have time to do it. So you got to set a time like at 3 o'clock, I'm going to throw it till 5. Then I'll come in and eat dinner and then do my online workout and just have time set up when you're going to do things and make sure you get it done. And make sure when you're working, you're just working as hard as you can. And then when you're resting, you can rest up and then just get ready for the next workout.
I like that. And no one said that on this show, but that is very, very true, man. And because I'm guilty of that too, where you go, hey, I'm tired this morning. I'll work out later in the day. And then later in the day comes and you have another excuse. And then you're like, I'll work out a little bit later and you have another excuse. So that's really, really smart. You go, hey, I set this time at this time. I do this. You go out and do it. I like that.
Yeah, yes, sir. Everyone does it. We're human beings. We don't want to go out and work. We just want to sit down.
I'd rather play video games than be dog tired in this 90-degree weather running around.
Exactly.
So let's get to rapid fire questions, man. First one, in order Tell me the 3 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Drew Brees, in my opinion.
Okay, I like it. If you owned a restaurant, what kind of food would you serve?
Mm, just American, like American. I imagine fast food.
Okay,
American.
I like it. Do you believe in any conspiracy theories?
I can't say I do. No,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah.
Who is the best superhero?
Best superhero. I mean, this is gonna sound cliche, but I mean, I guess Superman or maybe Deadpool, just because he can't die.
Ooh, Deadpool's a good one. I don't like Superman. I'm not a fan. I'm gonna throw it
Yeah,
out there. He's like a
yeah,
cheat code. He has too many powers.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. But he's just, he can't die. So like, I mean, he can, but like, you got to say he's like the most powerful.
Oh, he
Definitely.
is, no doubt. I don't know. It's like he's too good.
Yeah. I don't like watch his movies. I thought he was definitely the most powerful.
Okay, here's a question for you. If you could either learn all the languages in the world or know how to play all the instruments in the world, what would you pick?
Probably instruments, because I feel like it'd be learn languages than instruments, so I could have the instruments and learn the languages later.
I like it. If you could have the voice of one musician, who would it be?
Shoot, let me think. Maybe Drake. I like his voice.
Oh, Drake's a good one. That is a good one. I like that. All right, you have to pick one. You can be elite, the best ever at one of these categories. Arm strength, accuracy, or legs. What would you pick?
I might would pick legs just because I already have. I think I can get to being really good at accuracy. I mean, I'm already decently good. I think I can really grow in accuracy, but I feel like if I already have the athleticism, then I could really, already have that and keep working on my arm strength.
So you're saying throw those Lamar Jackson legs on you?
Yes, sir. I would love that.
In all of sports, what is the worst thing to like happen? What's the most embarrassing thing that could happen to you if you take any sport? Like, is it being knocked out in front of an audience? Is it being dunked on? Is it throwing a pick on the, potential game-winning drive?
It would either have to be like having free throws to win a basketball game, like in like the game's ended, but you have to make them. That or throwing a pick on like a drive where you have to win. Those are the two where it's just kill you. Like you can't do it.
Yeah, those would be tough. I think it has to be being knocked out in front of everybody. Like,
Oh yeah.
how like, that you're a guy, so like you kind of get this as, guys are a bunch of tough guys, right? And they're talking about how, oh, I'll beat you up and stuff like that. And just to be knocked out cold in front of like thousands and millions of people would be a little rough for the ego.
You can't escape from that. And like you don't have a team on that. It's just you and him. Better.
What is your favorite TV show?
I like The Office.
Oh, Office is a classic. Love it. Would you rather live in the city or the country?
I mean, I want to say somewhere in between, but I'm living in the country right now, and I like that because I have room to do my work. But it is harder to get with the receivers, so you take some, you lose some.
I'm a country guy, man. I've always lived out in the country. I love it. I can never live in like the city.
Yes, sir. I'm in the country right now. I'm moving to the city, so I'll get to see both worlds. So I'll have to get back to you on that question.
And if you could travel to anywhere in the world, where would you travel to?
Maybe Australia.
Ooh, that's a fun one. I like that. I like
that
a lot. And then last one, who is your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush. Hold on. Let's see. Trying to think. I don't know the actor's name, but maybe I'm trying to think because I know my whole family's gonna make fun of me after I say what my Maggie off The Walking Dead. I have no idea what the actor's name is.
But... Oh, I don't know who it is, but that's an interesting choice. Maggie from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm gonna think about that.
No, I want to thank you for coming on, man. Like I said, I know you're a busy guy, so I appreciate you taking the time and coming in and talking some football with me. You have an open invite, man. So if this season happens or if the season doesn't happen, you're more than welcome to come on, talk some football, man. We can always break down some film together. But yeah, man, open invite, and thank you again for coming on.
Oh yes, sir. Of course, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
No problem at all. And guys, if you like the episode, make sure you click like and subscribe and check out, John on social media. He has a Twitter and an Instagram. Give him a follow. Like I said, get on this bandwagon before it's too late because it's definitely going to fill up. So until then, guys, I'll see you next time.